Yo, what's good, boys? Welcome back to another trade recap. And this one hurts, bro. This one hurts because, man, just wicked out. As you can see, hit full TP. Very annoying, but, it happens. You take everything as a learning moment. You know, typically when I go into trades, I like putting my stop at around the most recent high, but I usually give it a few points just in case we, barely sweep it. Maybe, if I would have given it just 2 more points, we would have been fine. If I would have put it at the top of the gap, we would have been fine. But I put it at this high, like a point above this high. And as you can see, we got wicked out of this, and we ran down to my TP. Entry was right here, which I'll go over that in a second. But the main problem with this trade today and why I lost is definitely the stop loss. However, I don't want to make one trade make me change my whole strat. But I will say, definitely going to keep that in mind. I could have very easily put my stop up here. It would have still been a good RR, really good RR. So, there was really, looking back at it, obviously hindsight's 2020, but so I'm not going to, say, oh, I should have done that, should have done this, because I didn't know that it was going to do this. We could have got tapped in. I could have gotten my entry, and we could have ripped straight down, So, but this was the trade today I took, and yeah, that's what happened. But to go over the entry, very simple. Basically, a later trade today. First, I only take one trade today, guys. That's my thing. But before we get into this, I just want to say, join the free Discord link in bio. I live trade in there every single day for free. So go check that out. And also use code CRV at MFF and Alpha. Alpha's doing 25% off all accounts right now, and MFF has some good deals too, so go check that out. Anyway, so market open, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really going to go into all those specifics, but go watch the trade recap yesterday where I could have caught a dub. I go into a lot of the higher time frame stuff, but I just don't feel like going into that today. But we came out with this 5-minute that I was looking to take longs off of, and we just kept rejecting it. We almost got an entry here, but we kept rejecting it, so no entries there. And then I was looking for an entry here, maybe for longs. We didn't get it. So again, we're just dumping. We're in this small time frame downtrend. 5-minute, very bearish, very, very, very bearish, right? So I was like, okay, so at this imbalance, we're either going to respect it and come back up, or we're going to keep going through it. And my idea is I want to keep going through it. I think there's more liquidity we're going to come down to. And so what did I look for? I looked for this. This is actually a 15-minute gap, which I take 15 and 5-minute gaps. But this is actually a 15-minute. Is it? Yeah, I think this is a 15-minute. Because I don't think there was any clean 5 minutes I liked, which is kind of, what's the word? Discretionary. But that's just how you gain discretion, is just by being on the charts more, showing up every day, getting better. But barely got wicked out of this. So 24 points. Let me think. Definitely. I already went over that. I'm not gonna re-say that, but yeah, entry model. So waiting for the close below on the 1 minute. I see this big bottom wick. So when I got this bottom wick here, I was low-key thinking okay, maybe we're gonna actually respect this 15-minute, and we're gonna keep going up, maybe, because that obviously happens at imbalances a lot. But I trade inverses, so I'm looking for a 1 minute close below the 50% of the level, which is just the fancy term is consequent encroachment, but it's really literally just a retrace to the midpoint. So that's what I'm looking for, retrace to the midpoint. So waiting for a close below, we get that here. A very, very good confirmation of sellers with that candle. Delta also looked bearish, which I have on my other monitor. And just that's a very convincing candle. That gives me a lot of I don't know why I can't think of words today, chat, but that gives me a lot of what's the word? You're sure of something. But conviction. Bam. A candle like this gives me a lot of conviction. We have a healthy pullback and then a big down candle. A lot of conviction to enter shorts here, especially on a retrace like this. So we got the retrace. So back up, reverse. All right. As soon as we got the close below, I set my limit at the 50%, which was 574. Got it at 574, got tapped in shorts, and then we got this 1 minute candle, this hammer. I was like, ooh, this looks pretty good. And then we started just trickling up like this. And I was like, all right, probably going to get stopped out on this. But you can kind of notice. And this is kind of where, well, I'm not going to say I wish I moved my stop, but because my stop probably should have been a little bigger just at the start. I don't like, you shouldn't move your stop after you're in a trade, but I do see well, at least my opinion. But you can kind of notice as we're going up here, these candles, they get they're all have pretty decently long top wicks, and they keep getting smaller and smaller, slightly smaller until this very, this candle we got stopped out on, that's even though it's green, this is technically like a bearish candle in my eyes. And then as you can see, bam, 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 hit TP, and then we reversed off that level, 45 points. That would have been an absolute banger if we hit that. I was like, ooh, I would have been like, ooh, I would have come on here. I would have been like, how I caught 45 points today trading. But I think I'm going to title this video like how I should have caught 45 points today trading. That might be good. I don't know. But yeah. It happens though. It happens. Like, I'm not mad at it, I'm still going to, have the rest of my day I'm going to treat the rest of my day like the rest of my day. I'm not going to act like, you shouldn't determine how you feel in a day just off of your trading. So I'm chilling. Am I jokingly upset about it and theatrical about it? Yes, but yeah, it happens. Just a learning moment. I'll learn it for next time. Probably should have had it at least at the top of the gap. So for next time, I'm thinking, okay, yes, this is the most recent high, but just for now on, it's gonna be, my rules are probably gonna be either the top of the gap, that's the lowest I can do it, or the next most recent high. So technically, if I was following those rules, my stop would either have to be here or here, which it would obviously be here because 47 points is a lot, but yeah. And then obviously we would have hit TP, and the thing that infuriates me a lot about this trade is that I don't I guess in hindsight, yes, I get why putting my stop here makes sense, but I feel like I should have put it here. And I feel like I should have known that because the RR is still a 1.5, even with the stop all the way up here. The stop down here is a 1 to 2, which, okay, you can maybe say, oh, well, CRV, you were just going for better RR. But no, I'm not a high RR trader. A 1.9 is a lot for me. I trade 1-to-1s to 1.5s typically. And so, I just, looking at hindsight, it's yeah, I should have put it here. That's still a 1.5. That's on the high end of what I usually trade. Whoa, voice crack. But you get what I'm trying to say? I just don't get why. I get why I didn't. I get why I did it, because typically my rule is most recent high, and now I have these rules where I'm going to do it. The lowest I can do is top of the gap. But yeah, we fixed it. It's all good. But yeah, that's going to be the trade recap today. How I should have caught 45 points trading the NASDAQ. And yeah, I hope y'all like these trade recaps. I'm going to do more of them. But yeah, make sure to use code CRV at MFF. My Funded Futures and Alpha Futures, link in bio. Alpha Futures 25% off, link in bio, code CRV. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, for another recap if I take a trade. And yeah, I'm gonna get on the YouTube grind. Follow the Instagram, TikTok, all that's in the description. If you want, crvshirts.com right here, get you a funny trading shirt, anything but trading. Do you want unemployed final boss? All that stuff. Go check it out, and a lot of other stuff. So peace out, chat.